Now, JoyNews reporter Parker Wilson has been assaulted in the line of duty by a member of the security detail of former President Mahama Monday. He was allegedly slapped by the security detail, whose identity is yet to be ascertained. The assault has left the journalist visibly bruised, with part of his face swollen and his right eye teary with pain. Executive Director, Media Foundation for West Africa, Suleimana Brahima, is joining us via phone on the back of what has happened. Hello, good morning to you, sir. Hello, sir.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. I guess happy birthday is appropriate, so happy birthday to you. I wish I could sing to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Except that what we're talking about is rather not something that we expected to happen, particularly yesterday, particularly after the last episode of Latif Idris. What do you make of what has happened to Parker Wilson?
Well, it's certainly an unfortunate incident that one would expect that wouldn't happen, particularly also around the former president, given what had happened when he was president, and one would have expected that people around him would have learned a lesson from that, to know that it's absolutely not the right thing to do when a journalist conducts himself in a way that one thinks is inappropriate, or even if you think a journalist is going beyond the line, the right thing to do is not to physically assault the person. You know, we are never saying that journalists are above the law. We are not saying that once you are a journalist, you can always breach security protocols and so on and so forth. But at no point will physical assault be an answer or a justifiable response, even if the journalist has done something that isn't right. And so it's extremely unfortunate. As I've said, I think that the former president should publicly condemn the incident. I'm told that he's spoken to your colleague or our colleague personally, but I believe that that wouldn't send that kind of message to his supporters across the country. That look, in as much as we want to show our support, our solidarity and whatever to the former president, it isn't the appropriate thing to want to physically assault anybody, just as a way of showing that we are the ones who care for him. And I just hope that the former president would publicly condemn the incident.
What does this say about the campaign that we've been on, one that you've also been spearheading? What does this say about what the Minister of Information designate Kojo Ponkroma just said at the 23rd GJA Awards? What does this say? We don't see any prosecution. We come back to this point where we condemn, and then it looks like that's it.
You see, I would have always wished that we always take these incidents to the full haul in terms of getting perpetrators punished. Unfortunately, there have been several occasions where I've spoken to lawyers, I've spoken to security agencies who will tell you, well, sometimes the incident just happens. We also read it in the media, or we also hear it in the media, but the victims themselves do not even come forward to make a formal complaint. And indeed, there have been several occasions where incidents will happen. We would take steps to go to the police to report the incident, and then the victims themselves will not show interest. So there have been occasions where even to get the right information from the victims, in order to have a comprehensive account of the incident, you don't get the people speaking. Either their editors will tell you, don't worry, we are handling the matter ourselves, or the victim himself or herself will say, well, I've been told that they'll deal with the matter internally. Of course, there have been other incidents that you would expect that the police would act, such as in the case of the Latif incident that we keep talking about. There have been occasions like what happened at the NPP headquarters in January, December last year, that you would expect that the police would act to at least send a strong signal to people that, look, journalists are not criminals. Doing journalism cannot be a crime. And when you feel you are offended by what a journalist has done, there are legal remedies that one can resort to, and that should always be the option. You cannot be deterred by these developments. I believe that for what we have all been doing, perhaps we would have been witnessing more incidents than we have now. But nonetheless, these other ones that are happening are matters that we all need to take seriously and pursue them to the end.
How would you say we should handle this one?
Well, I spoke to your other colleague. I was told that a formal report is being made to the police. I believe that we need to follow up for the police to pick up the matter and thoroughly investigate. I know as of yesterday that the campaign team of the former president has issued a statement to apologize. That is fine. But I believe that assault is a crime, and once crime happens, we need to, resort to the appropriate way of resolving it. And I believe that is lodging the complaint to the police, and the police, investigating the matter, and the perpetrator being dragged to court, to prove to the court why they think that the right thing to have done was to have physically assaulted the girl.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, sir. And is there a party happening sometime today?
Well, I will officially get you invited. Never worry.
Well, that's sad, but we could always postpone it. Happy birthday to you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, that's Suleiman Ibrahima, Executive Director, Media Foundation for West Africa. Just before Becky comes up, we just want to cross over and go to Nigeria, specifically Abuja, where our roving reporter Maxwell Agbagba is attending an ECOWAS election reporting training for journalists within the sub-region. Maxwell is joining us via Skype. Maxwell, first of all, how is Nigeria?
Well, normally Nigeria is calm, but just like any other country, it experiences sometimes violence. Some people do their own thing. Just before Saturday when we came, there was an incident that happened here at a place called the Zuba Road. Military men clashed with some members of the sex, and that resulted in the death of 3 people. That was on Saturday, and it has dominated conversations on TV and then on radio. Now, another incident that happened in 2 weeks before we came, the 18th of October, was an incident that happened at Kaduna, where over 50 people actually died when 2 youth groups, we are told, belong to different groups, clashed in the market, resulting in the death of 50 people. The update on that is that 93 people have been arrested, but 3 of them have been prosecuted. That has also created conversation, both on radio and then on TV here. Yeah. So all in all, it's all good. But we get to hear some of these things, even in Gatcho.
Yeah, I see a lot's been happening. But tell us about this specific program that you're attending.
Well, it's an ECOWAS election training program, and over the years, since ECOWAS was formed, the focus really has been on economic integration. But ECOWAS in recent times, has realized that there cannot be economic integration when there is no political, stability within the South region. So there has been a lot of focus on political integration as well. So they put together this program to train selected media personnel from different countries within, the South region, to equip them with the necessary support on how to report on elections, on the continent. And it's brought together a lot of the movers and shakers when it comes to, elections in West Africa. And just yesterday, we had a conversation with one of the commissioners of Sierra Leone, the Electoral Commission in Sierra Leone. And he was talking about how social media and the new media is actually has helped the continent, but is also can also be a catalyst for some violence. He was talking about how in the past people would have to rely solely on the mainstream media to bring the results. But now, even before you declare the results, social media, already will publish the results. And sometimes the veracity of these results cannot be ascertained. She says that digital media is very good for the mainstream media, but it can be a slippery slope if we do not verify the information that we get from there. She's an urgent journalist.
So Maxwell, this is what we're going to do. Maxwell, this is what we're going to do. We have to end it here because of time, but we'll be roving from Nigeria tomorrow, God willing, since you're in Omo Naija. Enjoy the Eba until we meet tomorrow here on the AM show. That's our roving reporter, my colleague Maxwell Agbagba, joining us via Skype. He's attending an ECOWAS election training program in Abuja in Nigeria. So more from him in the coming days. But courtesy Awake Purified Drinking Water will bring you some entertainments.